Abusuafo abono nsia ewo XTV so anopa bremu no nsia kasebo ena aso a yeda bre na yatumi ede kasebo ni nyina efi oman Ghana mu ne mfiti ne pie ekwape atoye nyina no ede ama XTV ahwefo nyina sabre yi de ade a Michael Ofori Atta me ene na no pay no migine mu ede kasebo ni nyina no ede ama XTV ahwefo nyina na ensem no edoso yaboabo ani nyina no a yebetumi ede aso yahwefo nyina na endi mu akweten no eyade a ensem no ne didibo akweten no sei ene ebitie ubepie mu wo Greater Accra hade a regional minister Honorable Henry Courty ede ensem bi ede atudwa ede afa adwadifo ene Ghana fo nyina kwanya yebefa so a yebetumi edi yehoni eho eno nso yede mu enchiremu ede bema ahwefo ewo kasebo yeso afi nso no ubepiem Ghana Water Company meno ekasei de eyade a nipa baye maako dumiensa ena omatumi aye illegal connection dey no won sra hwe no wadwuma wode ko eye mmia no omatumi disconnect wom Copec owura eye kwamna Duncan so no ede nsem bi aba betudwa okopie mu Central Region dey a efa fango ebo ho sene ensem no esia etie enu nti ni nyina mu no yede mu enchiremu ede ba wei ene ensem ahodo bebre no ena yaboabo na yede ba besom ahwefo ewo XTV so mi twa me ho agenkra sema me ba afi me de ensem no enchiremu nyina no ebetumi ede ama ahwefo for ya mamunyina atenase afi mayenjebre na yentie kasebo no emu enchiremu Oda weni bepie enkran krupon yimu dia Greater Accra Regional Minister wono eye Honorable Henry Courty wetumi edi dwumabi akwaso e wankran krodua mu e masa dwumadi no so no oso afo wono enehwe amanwe ensem so mekire Interior Minister Honorable Ambrose Derry wono so ekokobo na chidom etese eye special guest speaker na dwumadi no enyina no eyetiawa ubepie mu e wankran krupon yimu dia edwadie ene ahonidie ensem no eyade ampanifo ekira enkoyie baako kra enam saaso ena regional minister wetumi ebie dwumadi ba akokra ano a ene no wade aba betuja se wo hwese obi biara odigwa anase woto ade afi yenso a temamufo nso no yembro no so enimu ene yemfie ni nyina no yebetumi ahwe na yedi honi sene ebeya ahonidie mapa no etumi akoso na ama yenso ya pomuden ensem no etumi SCP na no ena mpanifo ede ensem aba betuja se me no ekaseidie eyade a eye tax force kese pa ena omate a wo ba behwe sa tax force yi ebeboa na obi biara odigwa ewanye street ni nyina bia so ene mmea ahodo nyina no etumi asiesie wankasa baabi a wote no wanim na bibia nso etumi akonkan na ahonidie mapa no etumi akoso enu nti Honorable Henry Courty edi dwumadi etudwa ewankran kropon yimu ena otumi ehye ho efa na yenkotie ne nsem a wadi tudwa ewodwumadi no ase no sede esia etie.
We have passed a number of bylaws, the existing ones, and also the traffic indisciplines in the region. So they are to support the security and intelligence agencies by way of enforcing the bylaws and also to curb the indiscipline in the region. Tomorrow, by the grace of God, we'll parade them in the strategic areas, the CBD, for all to see that indeed they are ready and poised for work. We'll give them about a day or two to rest, and hopefully by the 1st or 2nd of May, they'll be deployed in all the strategic areas in the CBD. So our message to traders and motorists is that the city response team are back, they are ready, and they'll be deployed on the streets. Please work with us, comply with them. Don't sell on the streets. We are not saying that you shouldn't earn this living, but just sell on the pavements, move off the streets. Truck drivers who will be parking at unauthorized areas, they will be clamped and taken to court. And I pray that nobody will call me, because now we have men and women able enough trained to do their work and serve Mother Ghana. I know the task ahead of you is enormous, but I want to assure you that we will continue to support you by providing you with the needed resources and logistics. Having said this, let me use the opportunity to send a strong caution to any one of you who uses opportunity to take the law into his or her own hands to go outside your scope of work. You will not be spared. Let me repeat. You will not be spared. You must be guided by your code of conduct and the bylaws and the discharge of your duties, and do not arrogate to yourselves any power that has not been invested in you.
Greater Accra Regional Minister Honorable Henry Korti and Wutumi Ekase Dwumedi na se wobra wo share ho fa no na ni nyina ne se o matumi apa task force for a won dodo no ebeye apem a won ene obekọ mmea nyina na wahwe na ahonidie nsem no etumi akoso ba bibiara nso a containers any kiosk ne ade esia emremu no emma kwan no eyade a okiremu se wobehwe na watumi eyi ni nyina nso no edi afisa bro no ene mmea ni nyina se ne ebeye a inkra kropon yi mu no emu betumi adaho na bibia nso no etumi akoso na ahonidie mapanso no etumi SCP esita ewo nkra kropon yi emu yeguso etwa kasebo no so ede amawde a yedan yeni akwakopie mu ewo Ghana Water Company aso ye wasa ensem edi nkan eto odwani mu no Honorable Ambrose Derry a wono ene ye amanwe soafo no wono so ekokopie mu emode dwuma die na ase no wode na no sem kakra etumi etodwa yentie ne nsem a wono so no okanye.
The city response team is expected to enforce traffic regulations with regard to the ban of motorized tricycle aboboya on principal streets and receive calls on complaints and reports from the public to be directed to the appropriate quarters. The team will also enforce the cleaning and greening of the frontage of the buildings bylaws under the Operation Clean Your Frontage campaign. Sensitize people on the need to change their attitude and adapt practices to keep the environment clean.
Amandwe Soafo Honorable Ambrose Derry wono eye Interior Minister no and ono so etumede na no ensem ede tu dwa ewodwumedie no ase. Yentwa kasebo no so ema ahwefo Ghana Water Company and ede nsemi ababetu jaseme no ekase ide eyade adwumakuo no ohwe won system net no so de a omatumi illegal connection ekoso oman Ghana mu no eyade ekonkan pa ye enam so ma oman no atumi ahwere sika botin beye 930 million Ghana cedis a eno so no beye emfie na ya atwemu no na kire se ni nyina no eye ka Ghana Water Company ne oman ni nyina abo ede afa illegal connection eno so no ekoso ewo oman Ghana mu na no eno mpanifo kira ohwe ohamu nchichemu ne dia beye adusia ennan na eno so no atumi akoso ewo mu eno so no ude sika botin etudwade a 2.6 billion cedis we any sika eno so ye 2019 mu no oman no atumi abohoka ni nyina ye illegal connection a Ghana Water Company echiremu a edwadifo bebre no eni nipa bebre afa kwan bone so a ene akwan ya enye mra kwan so edi twinsuo edi ye wonwuma nanso ehoto de wontua emfema oban no eyade a eka oman no etumi abo ewo hono no eni no watumi edesa ensem ni nyina ababetuja na wode kokobo ede ma amanfo ene timamufuo nyina se wonhwe ye na sa enhyehyeye a enye emra kwan ewo Ghana Water Company dwumedie so no wontumi enyi wo ho emfirimu na bibia nso enkoso kama sene beya obia enkoto omra opania wono ene ohwe na distribution ne bibia distribution manager wono nso edisdwedi atuja wo Greater Accra ha ema eniema etumi ekoyi oye owura Paul eye akania wono ena desa ensem ituja yentie ensem nimu enchirimu sede osia wakano.
Where we find ourselves, there are two water sellers here. The first one has 13 connections. If you will be going there, you see that the first original line we connected is just a 3/4 pipeline. But they have added 12 number pipelines, draining water into lower pipeline tanks. The second one also has 10 lines to the tank. So when that happens, you realize the water ends here. Customers beyond this point will not get water to fetch. And then the complaints come back to Ghana Water Company. Apart from that also, our non-revenue water continues to go up because they are built on estimates are based on the size of pipeline we have connected to them. But now they've added more, which we don't build. So they are causing losses to the water company and also making our customers, residents of the various communities, not to get water. That is why we are here. We want to disconnect all the illegal pipelines and leave only the original ones for them, which will be metered, so that moving on, they pay for the actual volume of water they consume. The first one was 2 weeks ago, the ANC shopping mall area. So following that, our non-revenue team went round to find out which other water sellers have multiple lines. So within the 2 weeks, we've gone round and then we've identified a number of them. Not only in this district, there are other districts. We'll be moving to all of them and put them into order. Where we find ourselves, there are 2 water sellers here. The first one has 13 connections. If you will be going there, you see that the first original line we connected is just a 3/4 pipeline. But they have added 12 number pipelines draining water into lower pipe.
And then air coso Ghana Water Company asweye na enipa won enafa akwanya enye emra kwan so etwe Ghana Water Company ensuo menne wo ho akwakwedi adwami won so no ekasai na wo kire won se mu se eye denye na Ghana Water Company won so no wentumi antonsa amfrem wankasa na won won antwetwe nkomo amfasa eniamo ho ensemi ho na wakofa ensenkyerofo edi nwachi na eni no wode pa wo nyina no wo ho ntama ede akire wiase na won so wade wan ensem atudwa yenti won sem no ebi
Sunday ye ni nsuo Saturday kura aya omu daveti enti no nsuo na eba ni nkiti ye ni nsuo enso ne buna omu twama ye no anu ana ya tua na nti se bibi ni a monka nche ye se ni se ohun ye ni mu na ye twuma ohun yankowia ana yankoye legal connection bia nso uti de amika na se nti ni amu ba be ye ni dia me hu ni ame nkampo I say, oh, say,
we have been doing this work for 13 years now. But the problem is, you see, the other people like from here to the lakeside, they don't have water. This be where you get water. But now these days, like they have been closing the water like every Wednesday we don't have water here. Sunday we don't have water. Then next day, like 2 o'clock before they go open it. When they open the water, you see the pressure. This one will call you, oh Charlie, I need water right now. So it makes like these people are help us small. If these people know they here, they are going to affect a lot of people, not only us the drivers. There are a lot of people around this place into Lakeside. We sell it 60 cities. It depends the distance. It depends on the distance. But around we sell it 50 cities, 60 for other people because now the fuel price the fuel price is up, so that's why we sell it here.
Wohwe won won Ghana Water Company eni no wo ho akwakwedi adwemu wo aso ye se wafa okwan enye mra kwan so atwe nsu ye sesen ka otua nkwa wo mra kwan so nanso eni no wo mantumi entua ka eye illegal connection ni bi no a ensenkyerofo so edi akiri koye won na ehye won grievances edema XTV eni ewiase nyina ahwefo no Yetwa ensem no so akwakopie mu ewo Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology beye na wotwe etwa mu no anase ekobosumini na babeto dwa se adesuafo a esua de eye students no maako beye mpim nsia de me no ekase de eyade a wo school fees asesen ka wotua na wotumi etwa on adesua so no omantumi entua ni nyina na se bebre wo sika no obekom no na omde ye investment ebi mo so no betting ebi nso sebe akohwibra emfa marakwan so na womotumi ede wo sika bo enam saa so ema school authorities no epamosa adesuafo nyina enne ensem aba betodwa XTV edema ahwefo nyina no ekire mu se emrantia ne mabe ya sa kwan wo fa so no enne no ne aba betodwa ne se wo mu dodo na no ahya ase se omo apply for students loans na afi nso no omatumi ede akwakutua sa school fees na omatumi atwa wa adesua so yehwe okwanya students no enam so.
My mother is the one taking care of me, single parents. My father died when I was in, let me say, JHS, when I was about to attend JHS, that I lost my dad. In fact, he was the breadwinner of the family. And since then, my academics have not been easy. SHS, it was one of, let me say, my head of department, business, who saw me that I'm academically good and paid even my worst result and some of my school fees. Said to always, I salute him. He did that for me. And coming here, I passed well, though, but it was not that efficient because of the financial issues at SHS. So I need to stay home about 5 years later before I can enroll onto the university. And it was my brother who had opportunity to travel so that he can help me to come to the university. But now he is also going to hell. He has been deprived of his apartment and stuff. So now he's not even working. So the family is really in stress and out of hands to help me financially. So I can also not just look and just get out of the distance. So this is my background and that I'm going through. First year I was able to attend first class, and I know how things are going. I might surely drop because of this academic issues in terms of financial problems. So I think they have opened this one as a big opportunity, and I know it's going to help me. If surely I'm going to get the money, I know it's going to make much impact in my life.
You see, the school fees money, you should balance. It's a trade-off between accommodation and then the school fees. So you need to get the accommodation. The accommodation is very expensive, like 3,000. So I didn't know what to do. So I have to balance between the school fees and then the accommodation. So whether to use that money to pay accommodation or the school. So I decided to, pay part of the school fees and then pay the accommodation fee fully, so that I'll be able to have some place to lodge or some campus. Then the rest of them, I was expecting the student loan, but since last year we had no news from them, and thankfully to the media, we had a news that we should come for the biometrics. So the practicals, it involves a lot of money. So sometimes we the students, we struggle to get money to settle the practicals so that's why I'm applying.
Additional for Kwame Nkrumah University, ebinum di wonsika akote bet, ebinum so akototo uba ne ade aya eda businesses a omantwa won school fees no won ne no omakodi aye line mo den apply for aye students trust fund loan bi na opani a wono ene da sa aye students trust fund loans no bi nso no anono eda anano nsem atudwa yentie ne nsem no se ne ono so eka no.
We believe that if more students were to take advantage of this facility, this fund, this incidence of students having to defer because they cannot pay their fees would be minimized. With regards to the KNUST issue, for those deferred students who have not yet been able to pay off, we are encouraging them to come to our campus office. We are also having an information session tomorrow. They can come there and access the loan. We believe that if more students were to take advantage of this facility, this fund, this incidence of students having to defer because they cannot pay their fee.
Any afutua wapeni a wano ene da students trust loan fund no ano edema adisunyafo ene no ukopie mo Kwame Nkrumah University Science and Technology ene wentwe wo fees mampanifo eja wo kwan no afutua odema won se wonhwe na wonyina no womra na afi wonfa emra kwan so emeje eye bosinya ne bi nemu won saka wonko na wonkotue won school fees no sede ese na efata won so no wodaache no enkoye kwa ahwefo yenyina Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology students and semi so na yemfa kaseyaboni nyina no ensi ewo XTV so ene anopei me amedin ho chiame no bidin ede Michael Ofori Atta na emom no nsem a edimu akoten no ebi akiremu am Kwame Nkrumah University students a ene no wapamo wom esanse wentwa won fees no omatede a ene no omanya bosia woje na wade akwakutua won school fees. Saranso na Greater Accra Regional Minister Honorable Henry Cote Upper Task Force for Ehuntama Wondodo no be ya apema wo ba behwe na ahonidie mapa akoso ewo enkrankrude mu afi obetumi ahwe yendwumadi ni nyina no efa eye YouTube na Facebook no sei enetie Facebook XTV GH YouTube XTV Ghana na afi nso no TikTok no eye XTV 3931 na bibianso no etumi akoso anase 391 na etumi akoso Michael Friata mena medi kase boy eho chiame DJ YS wono enigina camera na chi etwa ye ma bibianso etumi ekoso Stephanie eye producer Abrantie Bismarck Edu enadwumadi no ohun se wo hye MCR wo chinchim na bibianso etumi ekoso wano executive producers no eye Nana Adwa Sapoma na Sam Tuga won enadwumadi esi won sere so a menso no bedi ho chiame ye twa ye ho na yakone aba ye ba ye dan yani ede akiremu expos agopramaso nsem enra na enye fedi agoro emu ye hye emu ayede ukopiem Italian Serie A anso a teams ni bi etete hwe ya ebi mo per league age nanso wo bo obra se ya ontumi enfangelic ye twa ye ho ye ba ye be kwa agopramaso